Send him to Davy Jones' locker.
Avast, me hearties, and welcome to a first impressions of Sea of Thieves closed beta. So please remember, this is currently all open to change due to the game being a month away from release. We're also probably not playing the latest build of the game, but the most borderline stable version of it, or even possibly a few versions that are before whatever the one they're working on type of thing. Anyway, also I have not pre-ordered the game for my access. I joined the Insiders Club or whatever, and was given access to not only this beta but also the closed alpha. So let's set sail into this title by Rare. So far I am loving the sailing mechanic, having to raise and lower the anchor, adjust sail height and angle to adjust the speed of the boat, and I also love how the boat pitches and rolls in the sea. Sailing into a storm is also an experience and a half, with lightning strikes, rain falling, filling the ship and having to bail the water out, and also fighting the wheel makes this all very interesting. The combat, in contrast, feels like it lacks that attention to detail, and the AI feels a little stupid. I pull the boat up and snipe the skeletons before sitting on the foot on the island. When going to hand with the sword, I have yet to work out how to dodge, or if there even is the ability to dodge. I would prefer a more robust sword fighting mechanic with parry and counter capabilities, which I may be missing because I know that you can block. So I could just be silly with my combat abilities. I don't know. Well, anyway. I like that the treasure hunting and questing doesn't hold your hand and spell everything out for you, but I wouldn't mind seeing in the full release a form of storyline. I also like the cursed chest side of things. Two that I have found have been the Chest of Sorrows, which cries and floods your boat, and the Chest of 10,000 Grogs or something, that when you hold it you become drunk, which makes it interesting to get back to the ship. And I look forward to seeing how far Rare will go with this idea, because it's actually a pretty interesting kind of mechanic going on there. Though there are still things that I'm hoping to see. You know, things like different ships with different stats being available, as well as maybe seeing different clothing weapons with different stats, with some swords being cursed, with different abilities that you can only find in treasure chests or wrecks. Also, if your ship gets sunk, I wouldn't mind seeing it become a lootable wreck. Lastly, and this is only as I am not a huge fan of full-blown, no-holds-barred PvP, I would actually like to see the option for different server types, like PvE co-op, PvP roleplay, PvE roleplay, as well as obviously standard PvP co-op. Also, customizing our ships and characters would also be nice, as in being able to, you know, hairstyle, you know, that sort of thing. It'd be really nice to be able to pick that sort of thing, you know, male, female, non-binary, attack helicopter, you know, short, fat, short, lean, tall, fat, lanky, that sort of thing. It'd be really nice to customize your characters along those lines. But again, this is, you know, a beta, so anyway. I would also, you know, like to see possibly private/dedicated servers rather than the matchmaking system, because let's be honest here, matchmaking is just, well, I've never enjoyed matchmaking. Matchmaking always seems to be, I don't know, I just don't like it. It's basically the game dictating to you where you can and cannot play based on your skill, but, you know, you might be like, well, I don't care, I want to, you know, my mates are on that, so, you know, my mates are here and I want to be able to play with them type of thing. I want to be able to go with them and stuff like that. It would just be really nice, rather than a, you know, again, we keep saying, stop doing matchmaking, guys. It needs to go away. It never, you know, it shouldn't be a thing. It needs to piss off. But, you know. But the thing that I think is the biggest issue right now, and the thing that we really need to see and hear more of, is a, you know, and it's something that if they don't do, it will send this game to Davy Jones' locker. If it doesn't have a meaningful player progression system, you know, which, if it doesn't have that, you know, I'm enjoying the game way more than I thought I would, but it's going to last a very, very short time without that meaningful, and I'm repeating myself, and I do apologize, without a meaningful progression system, something something to draw players back. I really want that thing because it's going to do this thing, or it's going to look, cosmetics only progression gets boring very fast. Some people like that sort of thing, like, I have to get that top tier jacket or top, that sort of thing, and that will keep them coming back. But for me, I never really care too much about how my player looks or how my boat looks. Every now and again I'll get the bug to go, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. But it would be really nice to be able to customize the look of the boat, customize the sails, customize the boat so that it might be lighter but more fragile, but because it's lighter it's faster. So if you're a single player person, it'd be really nice to be able to customize the boat for single player play, where because I don't know about anybody else, but whenever I've gone to combat, I'm on the helm of the damn thing. I'm not in a position to be able to load a cannon and fire a cannon. I'm not in a position to be, I have the choice of either going on the offensive and letting the boat sail by, or I'm on the defensive where I'm dodging cannonballs. It'd be really nice to go, look, you can set it up that it's heavier, it'll be slower, but it can take a beating. If you set it up for speed, it'll be lighter, it'll be quicker, but it's going to be obviously more fragile, so it's not going to be able to take as many hits and before it comes apart type of thing. So it'd be really, really nice if they had that kind of mechanic. I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't have that kind of ability where you select the ship. Your ship, and that's your ship, and that whatever. It'd be really nice to have that kind of thing, and you can select the ships. So like if you have, because I think you can only have, 4, I think, on the largest. So, and then you automatically have a big ship. And I'm like, well, that's kind of, that's cool and everything, but, and then it's like, oh, it's faster, it's this, that, and the other thing. And I go, but that kind of, right now it feels like it's a little bit in reverse, I guess, where a single player ship is fragile, it's slow, and I'm like, well, that doesn't, shouldn't it be more balanced towards the smaller ship is quicker? It may still be fragile, but it's quicker. It's lighter, it can move quicker. It can get away from engagements. It's not meant to be in an engagement. It has only 2 cannons and stuff like that. Whereas your bigger ships have multiple cannons, they should be slow and cumbersome, but they pack an absolute punch. They can take a hit and they can give it. So the smaller ships, like I think Black Wake has got it, where the smaller ships are quick, nimble, but they are designed to harass. They're not designed to go one-on-one with the big galleons. The galleons are designed to be more slow and cumbersome, but they wallop something, and a lot heavier duty. They can take a beating, but they can pack a punch. You know what I'm saying? So they pack an absolute punch, like a full broadside from a galleon. It's going to sink a sloop type of thing. So but the sloops are quick, so they can get out of cannon range quickly, and they can get in and out. They can come in, harass, move away, type of thing. They're not there to attack the bigger ships. They're there to harass them and get away. And it would be nice to see that in Sea of Thieves, where the smaller ships are quick and nimble, especially if you're playing solo. Like, as I said, I'm on the helm normally. I'm not down on the main deck trying to, load cannon and fight. I'm there, I'm on the ship steering the ship, and I'm there by myself. If I'm with another crew member, it's a little bit different. You can kind of be that annoying little person, but the ship should be fast and capable. It shouldn't be to get away. Obviously, still fragile, but should be able to get away. So it doesn't need to be in an engagement. But that's just me. But moving along, let's get it's getting a little bit. I'm rambling on a little bit, so let's move on. Now, all these suggestions and ideas could be already in the game, but locked away due to beta testing, as well as the other factions you can do quests for, because I know that there are another 2 factions there's the merchant faction and there's a soul faction, but I haven't seen them in game, so it's something that may come in the open beta. It may be something that they've locked away and you've only got the gold hoarders for the moment until full release, but anyway, so I can only hope that maybe some of these things will be there at release. But anyway, that's all I have to say about Sea of Thieves. I can recommend the game now to a point, but I would still wait to see how the rest of the game pans out after the open beta. So, but so far it does appear that Rare are going to deliver a very, very good game, and one that looks like it could become very popular on Twitch too. But its longevity is in question depending on the content and progression system that they have in play. If there is not a robust progression system where it's enjoyable and meaningful, the game is not going to live very long. It'll die within a few months, if not 12 months, which would be a real shame, because the game is just, the water is beautiful. I love the art style. I love the sailing mechanic. I love there's very little to not like about the game. The player progression system is something I don't like. The way that the ships handle in terms of single player, solo person versus crew person doesn't quite balance out. It should be reversed. The bigger ship should be slower and more cumbersome, but able to take a hit and give a hit, whereas the lighter ships should be able to get in and out and be quick, so that you're not going to be because technically the sloops and that, like they say, for experienced pilot. But what if the emphasis is on crew and not on the single player, and they're not thinking that maybe there are some people out there that might just want to cruise around like myself. I mean, the gaming group that the gaming community I'm a part of, a lot of them aren't actually playing Sea of Thieves, and aren't actually interested in playing it, from what I can tell. So I wouldn't be able to crew up with them, so I'm really kind of stuck either playing by myself or jumping on with my mate Clay and the Blue Tide, and then we can run around in a galleon with that. But for the most part, the sloops should be quick, nimble, fragile, lightweight, get in, get out, easy, very much a way to get in and out and dodge. Then that would be the balance. So like, if you get hit, well, you're stuffed. But if you can dodge the cannon fire and everything from the galleons, then I think that should be fair call. You shouldn't have to be worried about, I'm going to get outrun by this galleon because the gallion's bigger and blah, blah, blah. The sloops should be light, quick, get in, get out. You shouldn't have to worry about the galleons sinking you. So, yeah. Until next time, en no hora.